Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. I hope you had a great weekend. We have 15 properties today, and we're launching very soon. We're launching a property, 2,500 square feet. It's at $599, 4 bedrooms plus a family room up above the garage, close to Thompson and Maine. So you could walk to the GO train in probably 15 minutes. It's a great listing, and there's nothing else in that price range that's anywhere near the same size. If you want more information, just send us an email or give me a call. Okay, so let's get started with today's list. 100 Millside, 1405, 277.5. I think this is a fantastic price. It's on the north end of the building, so you can see that from this picture right here. That's one of the rental buildings. And so once you get past the height of this building across the road, you get great sunsets happening. Very colorful. You see the escarpment just on this back end here. You see the escarpment from both sides of the building. The south side, the sun tends to really come in on the windows all day, and then it passes over the building and it sets over in the corner. Predominantly a 50-plus building. You can see the way the bath or the shower's been enclosed. There's Mill Pond right there, so there's your view, and then you've got the building that's just on the right-hand side here. Everyone shows the lobby of this building. I find it looks a little bit dated. I think they should probably update it, but you've got a pool, you've got a gym, you've got a hot tub. I just sold a unit around the same size as this one, up in the penthouse, which is just 1 or 2 floors above, and we sold it in the mid 300s. So at a $70,000 price differential, it's huge, and I think this one is a great deal. Maintenance fees are $645, but they include heat, hydro, cable. You really don't have any other expenses except for a telephone if you have. People might have cell phones, and then your property tax. That's about it. So really like this one. Cartmer Way, end unit townhouse. I put this in. It's a newer listing. The reason I'm showing it to you, first of all, it's a nice property. It's about 1,700 square feet. The basement's finished. They did a good job with it. $435.9 is the price, but they had 4 offers on this one on the weekend. It's now sold conditional, and the reason I put this in is because things are moving very quickly, especially because there's not a lot of inventory right now. So whenever something good comes along, everything snaps on it. So if you want to hear about listings faster, even than Daily Homes or any of the public sites, we can plug you into an email system that goes right into our broker system, and you can find it at homefinderprogram.com. So you are not going to miss out on the best deals, because the best homes sell fast. Next one up is Ellis. I really like it. It's a detached home, 3 bedroom, 3 washroom. It's got a 116-foot deep lot, and it's less than $500,000, which for detached homes is getting harder to find. So it's got 9-foot ceilings, nice high. It gives you a nice impression in here. And then you've got your 3 bedrooms upstairs, and I believe there's laundry in this model up on the 2nd floor. Good price. Now, I don't see pictures on this one yet, but 1166 Woodward, the things I like about it, it's more than 2,500 square feet. It says you've got subway tile, you've got quartz counters, and you back onto a forest. So Woodward's a bit of a busier street, but for that size of home, with anything behind it, and if it has any semblance of upgrades inside, $629 is a fantastic price. Jump on that one. Now, you may remember Tremaine as being the $1 listing that we talked about in December. It got a bit of publicity for doing that, for listing at $1, and I said it's probably not going to work out. That's strategy, because it's so far off where people are searching, they may not even know about it. Canceled that one. They're now at $739. The property has changed hands quite a few times over the years, and the one thing that I'd say as we go through the photo gallery, it looks very nice. It's under the escarpment commission, so you have a different authority that you would go to if you wanted to build anything. I have heard that there are issues with water on this home, which could be the reason for the turnover. But you definitely want to do your homework on a property like this. So there you go. I like other stuff in the country. better than this one for the same price. And the other thing is, as Tremaine joins up with the 401, the education village, the road is gonna widen, and there's gonna be substantially more traffic. So it's not always that tranquil country environment that people tend to go for, but it's very close to town. It's right across the road from subdivisions, basically. Now, Sabling is kind of an interesting one. It's at 769. It is a Mattamy home. Sutton Hills is the name of the model. Really nice floor plan. Pretty much, it's not. Let's just say there's room for improvement in how the house looks. They could have taken the plants away. This stuff should have gone. There's a lot of ways that this home could have been simplified and just kind of presented a little bit better for sale. But the thing that's interesting about this one is that it has solar panels on the roof. It also has an own tankless hot water tank, which is great. You're never going to run out of hot water. These rooms here, these bins should have gone, less stuff on the dresser, so on. But here's the thing, those solar panels return about, $5,000 a year. That's substantial. That's almost like buying this one for about $100,000 less when you look at how much it saves you in terms of carrying cost on a mortgage. So for that reason, it could be interesting. You always want to check with solar panels. How is that going to impact? I know it brings money in and income every month, but what kind of rate are they at? Are they your panels? Are they kind of on a long-term lease? It's a new thing in Ontario. People ask me, is it more or less valuable to have these? It's a little hard to tell. We don't have enough sales information about solar panels to tell you whether or not it has a positive or negative impact. But in the meantime, you're making money every month from those things. So Thompson is a live work. It's at 849. So you've got, usually it's around 800 square feet of commercial space down below. And then you've got pretty large residential space above. You also have some space in the basement that I think is quite usable, especially for storage underneath the commercial. So there's 4 rather large levels in this one here. They didn't take a lot of shots of the commercial. I've noticed that is a lot of the listings for these live works tend to focus more on the residential. Anyway, it's got the road exposure. Parking is sometimes an issue to try and get into some of these businesses. You've got to park around, and then once you get out of the building, you can usually only turn one way. The financing can also be a little bit different with these because you've got a commercial and a residential component. There's kind of some specialty mortgage products that blend some elements of residential and commercial financing. So you may also have tax issues to look into too, because a commercial property is subject to HST, a residential usually is not. So that may add some costs that some people, hopefully what you want in any purchase is no surprises. Now I like where Inglis is, so it's at 1.349. It's got a beautiful look on the outside. It's up in Brookville. So it's this house right here, and you've got forest on this side, you've got forest on that side. Now compare that to some of these guys here. First of all, they're very close. These guys are, for an estate subdivision, they're quite close. There's really no separation between a lot of these homes in terms of coverage. So with this one here, you've got pretty good tree coverage there. You're a good healthy distance away from the neighbor, and then on these sides you've got some good trees there. So in the subdivision, I would consider this to be one of the, say, top 20% of locations in this particular place. Above the garage, this may or may not be finished. We can't tell from the pictures. That could be a really nice spot for a home office if you're a lawyer or an accountant, or even in real estate, maybe not to bring clients, but as a place to work. It's separate from the house, so you kind of have that peaceful working environment. There's a shot of the backyard there too. I mean, this property has spent the amount of money in landscaping is probably $150,000, $200,000, including the pool and the plants and everything else, or more. So you don't necessarily pay dollar for that when you buy something like this. You can tell they've taken a lot of pride in this home. Some of the finishes maybe aren't as modern, but I don't know if a modern home buyer is. I think this is a different audience for a home like this. So nice, about 1.5 acres. I think the price based on what else has sold in this subdivision, it's a little bit on the higher side, but I also think this is one of the better ones. So they could see a good result from it. Okay, next up is 8478 Guelph Line, $499.9 is the price. Let's have a look at the pictures here. It looks like a pretty open concept bungalow. Now you can tell that a lot of this stuff is staged. How do I know? Because when you get in the kitchen, you don't have a fridge or a stove. So for the extra amount to finish it, here's what's the point of staging is to make it look livable. And if you don't put appliances in, I think that's ridiculous, because immediately a buyer is going to say, well, I'm going to have to put appliances in. They start subtracting off the cost anyway. Put appliances that are equivalent with the value of the house. If it's a starter house, don't go crazy and put $10,000 worth of appliances in. If it's $1 million house, you got to put the right appliances. But the point is that it's a good idea to put them in the house. And they're on sale all the time, all over the place. It just makes sense to have a home that's move-in ready and as close as possible to a buyer saying, hey, this is perfect for me. So they've done some renovations. In my experience, there's two kinds of flips. There's the fast ones where you can see problems. A trained eye will see problems. And the other kind of flip is where maybe they intended on living there, but then there was a change of plans, but they put in work that's done properly. Good home inspector and somebody with a lot of experience who can see details of whether or not a contractor actually did a good job or not. You're on about 100 by 200 foot property, and in the country, in the 400 to 500 range, there are not a lot of properties. So I think the price range is going to give these guys a lot of momentum. They say you can get a renovated semi-detached. They say you can get wainscoting. Say you can get a renovated kitchen. They say you can get hand-scraped hardwood floors. You can even get a skylight. Your staircase looks really nice. You get a funky looking closet. And it's got a loft on top. On a 132 foot lot. $50,000 worth of landscaping. There you go, on Broadway. So, hope you enjoyed the list. Remember, if you want to get listings as soon as possible, just send us, or actually, sorry, go to the website, homefinderprogram.com. We'll see you tomorrow. They say it's 130 foot to... Oh, this is embarrassing.